Guys, I think we can all agree after my last video that I need to become way more of an alpha male. My entire physique, demeanor, complexion is just giving like holy fucking beta little bitch energy. So I've been seeking out a person so I can become like a looks maxing alpha male champion that no one could ever resist ever. I think I found him. His name is Brent Maverick.
This soft bristle brush is fucking epic. Pardon my French. Like, oh, I love a guy with nice hands, and on, you know, Pinterest and Tumblr or whatever the kids are doing these days.
To me on the left side, but if I was to snap a picture straight on,
This is all of the ways that we know of on how to grow your penis.
Brent is clearly a guy with immense knowledge on the human body, because how the hell does he know this stuff? Knowing how to grow your dick? That's not even possible. How does he know that? But you know what? Maybe science is wrong. Maybe Brent knows something that we just can't comprehend. Our brains are just too small for Brent Maverick's giant, enormous, beautiful, gargantuan brain. So I found this video, and it's one of his most popular ones actually, and it's one about growing your Johnsons. And I thought it was really something else, so why don't we go ahead and watch it. He's clearly dedicated some serious time and research into this, so let's just get right into it.
This is all of the ways that we know of on how to grow your penis. Let's begin. First, a little disclaimer. I urge all of you to do your own research on these methods. A lot of them are not super well researched.
So already he's saying that the methods aren't even backed up by anything, and probably just backed up by him. And later in this video, you will understand why they're not backed up by anything. But he also mentions it can cause serious injury.
So there is risk of injury, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
So then why even make a video about methods in the first place? Why even make a video describing these methods that he says that work for him if they're not backed up by anything?
I urge all of you to do your own research on these methods.
And isn't that literally your job to do the research in this video? Or just a theory. He did all the research himself, and he found maybe some results for himself. As a, how old is he? So he's 30 years old and is still self-conscious about his penis size. And you know what? Maybe he got himself a 14-inch donger now, and we just don't know. If so, I think YouTube's not the right space for you, man. I think there's a lot of other sites for you, not gonna lie. You are a model though, so maybe he already does that. I actually don't know. I'm not trying to spend half the video on this specific video of his, so I'm gonna try to speed through these tips pretty quickly, you know, just give you the gist. He mentions manscaping and weight loss, which basically have the exact same effect of just like minimizing the stuff around it. This sucks. I hate this topic, but you'll understand why I'm including this in a second. He also mentions a doctor's perspective, and then doesn't give any information about what doctor, who's the doctor, or whatever, but he says that for every 30 to 40 pounds, you gain an inch. Like, who said that? Who said that, Brett? Was it you? Are you the doctor? And then he also mentions supplements, and then one very important part for him, pumps. I'll get into that. Yeah, so you're not gonna believe this. He got sponsored by a Johnson pump company, bro. What the hell?
And thanks to the sponsor of this video over at Bathmate, you can too.
And I swear to God, that's gotta be the only reason, the single only reason that he made this video in the first place. He got an email saying they wanted to sponsor him, and the guy was like, dude, I gotta try this out. I have to try this out, and it's for free, so of course I'm gonna try it. Like, they had to have sent him a free one and then also money, right? You think? I think, but I'm not even kidding. Like, half of this video is literally just an ad for these. He spends a whopping like 4 minutes on just this tool, but he just like makes the sections different. But I swear to God, it's all the same thing. It's all about the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. He goes like very into detail about all this stuff, but I low-key just don't want to talk about it anymore. It's just not that interesting to me, you know? I don't know. It's just not that interesting to me. Is this guy alpha or what? I said, is this guy alpha or what? Moving on to something slightly more normal, ever so slightly. Brent has a video, or I think I've called him Brent this entire time. His name is Brett. Brett Maverick, not Brent. I don't know why I kept saying Brent. Maybe he'll get mad at me for that. I don't know. But moving on to something a little more normal. Brett has a video about how to have a better smile. And honestly, I've been needing to work on my smile. I kind of have a bit of a crossbite. Maybe he has a way to get rid of it forever. But before we start, let's just like think about some blatantly obvious things that we would think would better a smile, you know? Brushing your teeth 2 to 3 times a day, tongue scraping for bad breath, Invisalign or braces if it gets so bad, flossing, whitening strips are in there. Probably, I've used whitening strips before. I mean, they work. Or like whitening toothpaste. But I think that's kind of in the same category now. What does this guy know that I don't know? Play the fucking video.
Let's get right into it. First thing you're gonna want to do, this is ultimately beneficial worldly, and that is to drink a ton of water.
Okay, you know what? Nah, drinking water, that makes sense. I can totally understand that. Like drinking like 8 glasses a day or like a gallon a day, that's usually like the recommended amount to my knowledge, I believe. Just for like overall health though. I mean, yeah, so far so good though. I like where this is going. You know what, Brett? I might have misjudged you for a second.
And I bought the Lathan Wave, and when I had the idea for this video, I reached out to them and they agreed to sponsor this video, so shout out to Lathan. This soft bristle brush is fucking epic. Pardon my French.
It's an ad. It's an ad for a toothbrush. He made an ad for a toothbrush. He made a whole video for an ad for a toothbrush. Get that bag, bro, but also, I bet it's not even that good. Are you guys noticing a pattern? Because I'm noticing a pattern, okay? My big beta guess is that he gets deals, like he gets emails for deals, and then he caters the video around that. No matter how simple the thing is. Brushing your teeth. This guy got a sponsor for a toothbrush, and he was like, wait, what can I make a video with a toothbrush about? And I'm a looks-maxing YouTuber. He's obviously gonna make one about keeping your teeth clean. A literal quarter of this video is him just glazing a toothbrush. A fucking toothbrush. This guy made a whole video for a toothbrush. He probably used that thing 5 times before recording this video. What the hell? What the hell? He's not actually like looking out for you. He just wants the extra money because they're giving him more money. Right? And I'm gonna just sort through the rest of these tips since they clearly do not matter. There was tongue scraping, which I mentioned. There was whitening strips, which I mentioned. There was lip care, which I guess makes sense, but it's not really part of your smile. I guess it's just part of, I don't know, it's part of your mouth, I guess that works. I kind of forgot it wasn't a dental hygiene video completely. It is a smile video, so sure, lip care, that makes sense. And then he mentions gum or like breath mints of some sort, and then he also mentions braces. And all of these things, which we know are not out of the ordinary. These are not like crazy remedies that he made up himself. These are just like regular things your dentist tells you. These are regular things you learn when you're like a toddler, which is a huge reason why I think he's just like taking brand deals and then catering a video around it. Cause it's like, these are just normal things. These are normal things that everybody knows. And then I guess he just sends it to an editor and he's like, make this look awesome. Make this look way better than it should. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I could make a video like this. Does that make me a looks maxer? Does that make me a model? No! That makes me a regular dude who just knows dental hygiene. This video is very low effort because he's just stating the obvious over and over again. I could look up what is good dental hygiene and find 7 things which he listed already. Or I could search up what's a good toothbrush and find a good toothbrush. Now, okay, he's a good looking guy. He's a literal model. He likes to say that a lot. So more people are going to listen to him than like their dentist, who maybe isn't a model, you know? If that's the case though, you just might be ignorant though. Like, think about it. If you are in that demographic of people who are going to listen to a model rather than a professional, what are you doing? It's a lot of the times where people see stuff on social media and will just go full on with that stuff, even if it's not backed up by anything. Which I hate. I hate that stuff. It's why people are so insecure and why people get mad when something that an influencer tells them to do doesn't work. You have to listen to professionals. You have to listen to people who know what they're talking about, not just somebody who has like 1 million followers. Like taking advice from this guy rather than taking advice from someone who went to school for like 6 to 8 years to become a dentist or like a doctor for medical advice. If you're not taking medical advice, like it doesn't make any sense. Honestly, if it's having a good effect on you, and Brett isn't really doing anything that's like, this really works, other than the penis pump thing. That's really stupid. That is not backed by science. But like with this dental stuff, he's saying very base knowledge things. So obviously there's really no bad that can come of it. It's like, if he was saying stuff that was super out there with nothing to back it up, then yeah, he's a bad guy. But because he's saying such base knowledge stuff, it really doesn't cause a problem. Like, but that's what's so fake about it. He does not care that you use this toothbrush. He cares that you watch the video and then you use his code and then he gets money. He does not care. He does not care. That's what I'm getting at. Let's just go ahead and look at his most recent upload, because the dick pump one was from 2023 and then the smiling one was from 2024. And this one is called speedrunning glow-ups that actually work. Are we serious?
This is for you short attention spam motherfucker.
Sorry, I just dived headfirst in the fucking ground.
First, let's talk about skin. Every day, use a simple 3-step skincare routine: cleanser, moisturizer, and SPF. And if you have no idea where to start, I recommend you check out Teach Hanley. And when I had the idea to make this video, I reached out to them to see if they would sponsor, and luckily they said yes.
Oh, it's an ad again. It's an ad again, 20 seconds into the video. That's gonna take up half the video because this video is 6 fucking minutes. Yeah, so he's had to deal with these people for a little bit, at least a year, I think. But we're not here for another ad. We're here to get a glow up tip, okay? We're here to get a glow up tip.
Posture check. Fixing your posture is the quickest, most instant glow up you can ever achieve. You want to keep your head up, chest out, and shoulders back and down.
All right, low-key, I have to try that really quick. My posture, not that good. Did I instantly glow up? Guys, am I an instantly glow up? Alright, so he's definitely giving me some good advice right now. So, I'm going to try and mimic some of the things he says and tells me to do from now on.
You want to practice expansive body language to show that you're confident in any situation. So don't be afraid to throw that arm up on the chair next to you, throw your leg over your other leg, and just don't be afraid to take up a little bit extra space. And when you walk with purpose and intent. Act like you own that fucking joint.
Alright, let's try that shit out. Taken. Oh, and then he says also, am I confident or what?
Voice and speech. Practice report breaking tonality. This is where you curve downwards a little bit at the end of what you're saying. This is in contrast to report seeking tonality, where you kind of curve up at the end of what you're saying. This is where you kind of sound like you're looking for acceptance and affirmation and saying, don't do that.
Alright, so trying to become more confident. So I'm gonna talk really slowly with report breaking tonality. Am I in your head?
He also mentioned stuff like, if you're skinny, you should bulk, and if you're skinny fat, then you should diet. No fucking shit, but alright. So, once again, this guy is just stating the obvious in every single video. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that was blatantly obvious by now, but that's kind of why I wanted to make a video about him. You don't want to slouch anymore? Get some good posture, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. But no matter the video, Brett sponsors about just anything and everything, as we can clearly see. And even if it's eerily similar to something he's already made a sponsor about. Also, both of these tools are used for coaching or just like a workout plan. So that's what I meant by they're eerily similar. And one of them is AI. That just makes it so much worse. I should also mention, I kind of touched on this before, but he said something about like, oh, I reached out to this company and they said, yes, we'll sponsor you. Like, he does that a lot. He does that multiple times.
So I reached out and said, hey, do you want to sponsor this video? And luckily they said yes. And I bought the Lathan Wave. And when I had the idea for this video, I reached out to them and they agreed to sponsor this video.
Also, since we're on the topic of ads anyway, this guy did not even buy his engagement ring. This guy had an ad. Send him an engagement ring.
First, real quick, I gotta give a huge shout out to James Allen. They actually supplied the engagement ring that I proposed to Chloe with. I absolutely love this online jewelry company.
What if she wanted something so much more special? But no. He's got to save that money. He's got to go out and do a cake stand. I don't fucking know what he does. He's advertised for BetterHelp, which if you don't know already is extremely problematic. They're caught for selling and sharing users' data, as well as just completely lying about the instant access to therapy, which just is physically not possible, especially with how many people are on that site. I'll leave a link to the entire problem with them in the description, so if you care, you can read it. They're just not good. They're just not good people over there. That's a story for a whole nother video, whatever. My point is, Brett has an obvious lack of care and actually trying to better people in his videos, even though he's a looks maxer or an alpha male kind of guy. Like, it doesn't really make any sense why he's making these videos when he's just stating the blatant obvious facts that everybody already knows. But there are like good looks maxer people out there who are genuinely trying to help people with, you know, making themselves feel better about themselves and just making sure they don't take it too hard with themselves and stuff like that. But Brett is the absolute laziest one of them that I've ever seen, and I had to make a video about him. I'm going to throw out a few names here. K Shammy and Santa Cruz. Both of those people give good advice on how to live a functional and happy, healthy life. Brett, on the other hand, would say, brushing teeth good, and use my skincare that dries your skin out. And I'm not saying, okay, I'm not saying he doesn't mean well, because obviously he does. I mean, he's not trying to hurt people. He's making these videos to try to help people. It's just the fact that he's not doing a good job or a job at all. He's doing a terrible job. Like the first video I touched on. None of those things were backed up. None of those things were backed up by anybody. And he included no sources other than the sponsor. It's one thing to give advice. It's another thing to just give bad advice. You know? Just don't give advice at all if you have nothing good to say. Like, it just kind of sucks that instead of trying to go out of his way to like research stuff, find sources for stuff, like, I don't know, actually help people, and instead just make a 5-minute video so we can make a quick buck. Like, he's getting that bag, but at what cost? Like, I could do 10 minutes of research and probably find something that is much more beneficial to myself than what this guy has told me. So, what's my honest opinion? Fake as hell. Definitely getting that bag, though. That's for sure. All right, that's going to be it for today's video, but if you think I'm completely wrong or I missed stuff about this guy or didn't include enough information about why this guy is just not good, please leave a comment and tell me what I did wrong or said wrong or didn't include enough information about. I would love to hear your comments about that. Honestly, I don't want to be the ignorant one here. I don't want to be the ignorant scumbag, like, honestly. But I feel like everything that I touched on kind of just made too much sense to not make sense, you know? All right. Hashtag like the video. Bye-bye.